people, and welcome to a brand new series of Dartsmans Key Secret Life with the one and only me, of course yours truly. 3 weeks having a rest. I thought myself, you know, it's been long enough. But this series I'm going to be making it a little bit shorter because obviously I want to save me energy and commitment for the Christmas present specials. But you know, I just thought I'd check in with you all as well, just to see how I'm doing and that, etc. For the purpose of this episode, I'm going to be talking about Newcastle Pride, and obviously how I got sexually assaulted. As you may have seen on a previous video, I videoed a clip of myself leaving Banks Police Station to give an statement, to a couple of police officers about the ordeal, etc. But as you know, I just want to let you know I'm fine. I've got over it. But there wasn't anything that they could do because they tried all the cameras around the area and there was no clear images, even though I had managed to secure a photograph of the culprit in question who sexually assaulted me. But you know, at least I spoke out about it because I wouldn't want this to happen to anybody else. So basically I want to talk to you about what happened at Newcastle Pride. So that Saturday at Newcastle Pride, as some of you may have seen on my Facebook already, some obviously I've not seen, but I left Banks Police Station on that clip you've seen on the last series. Wakefield was performing. Do you remember Wakefield, who did Saturday night? I was waiting for her to perform and I was approached by a random female with blonde hair, blue and pink colour streaks, and she tapped me really aggressively on the side of my legs, and then I turned and she says to move along, because a male in a wheelchair wanted a closer view of the stage. And I thought, had she asked politely, I would have said yes. But, you know, I thought to myself, there was loads of open space at the front of the stage. And then, you know, I just looked at her and I said, you know, I don't appreciate you touching us like that. And I just obviously left it there. Then around 10 minutes later, she harasses me and tries to get me attention. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not available to talk. Then 10 minutes later, she sticks her hand right in between my legs as I was wearing shorts, and she grabbed my genital area. And then I immediately turned round and I knew it was her. And you might be thinking, how do I know it's her? Because she jumped back so quickly and then she blamed it on an unknown male next to her, saying it was him. And I went, I don't believe you. So I then, you know, put on a Facebook status because I was so angry, which I'll show you, saying, lady in the white top with blue pink colour hair, I hope you're reading this. And then it was the bottom right hand corner where she was. It said, I do not appreciate you sticking your hand in between my legs and touching my private area. You denied it, but seen you as soon as you jumped and moved your hand away. That is absolutely bang out of order. And that's sexual assault. Instead of reporting you to the police, I'm going to expose you because that's bang out of order. It might be Pride, it might be a day for everyone, but everyone is entitled to their own space, whether in a busy or quiet environment. I know I'm not the only one, but you know, I am speaking out for all LGBT and citizens in Newcastle, etc. This has not affected my day, but I am speaking out to let people know who do this that it's not okay to be touched inappropriately. But happy Pride, and then obviously that was from me. But I think the shock kicked in later. So I got the police informed and that. And I wish I had done the minute she'd done it. But, you know, the next day was better late than never. So I was encouraged to report it, make them bloody well believers. So yesterday, I approached a police officer on duty who was outside the main entrance of Pride. And they radioed for a duty officer to take me down to Banks to give a statement. So they took a picture of her from my Facebook post to see if they can match any descriptions or if she's known to the police. Because, you know, a lot of people who do that sort of thing might be well known. Judging by her behaviour whilst drunk, I think she could possibly be, but obviously I thought we'll see. So I seen the same guy in the wheelchair the following day on the Sunday at Pride who was with his support worker, and I had asked her, oh, do you know that woman who was next to you? And he said no, because I don't know if she was trying to bother him and all. But still, there's no right or wrong way to feel if you've been sexually assaulted. Everyone reacts differently, and a range of emotions are like all natural responses to trauma. Some common reactions to sexual assault include like who to trust, a similar event happening again, being left alone, breaking down or losing control, thinking about what might have happened, especially if you can't remember anything, anger at what has happened, the lack of support, understanding from others, helplessness and feeling a loss of control over their lives, or they feel that the world is a dangerous place, sadness for being hurt emotionally and physically, and guilt or self-blame, feeling responsible somehow, regret for things done and not done, feeling shamed about what has happened, and you feel detached and everything feeling unreal or strange. Physical sensations are often reactions to stress and can develop several months after the event. Some common feelings include like feeling tense, irritable, uptight or panicky, your heart racing or your chest feeling so tight, dizzy or lightheaded, as well as your stomach churning and loss of appetite, difficulty sleeping or nightmares, poor memory and concentration, difficulty making decisions, as well as feeling depressed or low in mood, your change in sex drive, and your common thoughts and reactions like you feel numb, etc. You may just feel numb. The event may seem unreal, like a dream, something that hasn't really happened. Sometimes you might feel spaced out or even like disorientated, and this can be the mind's way of trying to shut out the experience. And you have to think to yourself, I have to keep busy. And being active does help you to cope, but overactivity can be a problem if you overtire yourself or your behaviour feels like it's out of control, like as though it's happening again. And sometimes people get flashbacks, vivid memories or moments when they feel as if the assault is going to happen again or happening again. And this may come out of the blue or be triggered by a particular place, event, thought or feeling, or even a smell or noise. It's important to remember as well that these are the normal effects of an abnormal experience and the mind's attempts to process what happened. It doesn't mean you're going mad, and although it can be frightening when it happens, it's not necessarily dangerous. You might think that you feel jumpy or irritable, and you may feel extra sensitive to noises, sudden movements, or even feelings in your own body, or feel as if you're wound up and can't sit still, and that you don't want to see anybody. And you may feel like being alone or staying away from places that remind you of the assault. You might stop going out or answering the phone. It can help as well to get emotional support from others, but this may be difficult if you have upsetting or complicated feelings about what has happened. However, being alone might also feel hard or frightening, and you think to yourself that you just want to run away. You may feel like running away from it all. This may mean avoiding thinking and talking about what's happened, or using alcohol or drugs to blank out what's happened. Although this might make you feel better in the short term, it can lead to more difficulties in the long term. Everyone is different, and you may experience some or all of these feelings at different times. But try not to bottle up feelings. It's very common for a sexual assault to leave you with strong emotions. Talk it over with someone you trust when you feel ready to do so, like your family, your close friends, etc. And remember that getting upset when you talk is absolutely fine. Try to get back to your usual routine, such as going to work, going to college, or take care of yourself by eating regular meals. Take an exercise because it can help lift your mood and help you to sleep. Include enjoyable activities too, like watching a film, going out for a walk with friends. Also make time to rest and think. Avoid drugs and alcohol because this can numb difficult feelings but can stop you from coming to terms with what has happened. Managing sleep problems, and they are very common after a traumatic event. When your mind is on high alert, it can feel more difficult to sleep. Avoid, fatty foods and caffeine before bedtime. Take time to relax in the evening. You could do this by having a warm bath or listen to music. Avoid reading or watching anything that you might remind you of the assault, particularly when you're already in bed. Only go to bed when you feel tired, but get up at the same time every day, even if you haven't slept, so your body gets used to the same routine. Try not to nap. Breathing exercises and relaxing exercises can help you drift off to sleep as well. But if you haven't fallen asleep in 30 minutes, get up and do something quietly and calming until you feel sleepy again. Tossing and turning in bed is likely to keep you awake a lot. Managing tension and anxiety, being hyper alert is your body trying to stay on guard against danger, and is completely normal. But the symptoms can sometimes get in the way of everyday life. Try different things to relax, such as listening to music, watching TV, or reading. Try a relaxation CD, breathing exercises or yoga. Progressive muscle relaxation is a technique often used in yoga that many people find helpful, and you can find loads of these demonstrations on YouTube. Exercise can be a good way of relaxing and switching off. Distraction from your memories can help, but can be unhelpful if you do it all the time. Anger is a normal response as well to feeling threatened, but also when you feel you should be coping differently. If you're feeling angry or irritable, try to talk to someone about how you feel. Let people know how you are feeling and having a difficult time, and they shouldn't take it personally, but understand why you might be feeling this way. Try to notice when you become angry and walk away from the situation for a few minutes, and remind yourself that you can calm down and give yourself time to think about how to respond. Try to stay direct but polite. Controlled breathing and relaxation exercises can also help. Overcoming avoiding certain situations can help in the short term, but can stop you from moving on and getting back to your usual routine. Write down a list of the things you're currently avoiding and try and tackle them one by one, starting with the easiest one first. You might feel anxious to begin with, but try to stick with it until you feel calmer and give yourself a reward for each one that you manage. Managing memories and flashbacks, and try to pay attention to the signs that show a flashback might be starting. When you recognise these, try to concentrate on something around you, such as the feel of the ground under your feet or the advertisements on wherever, train network, if you're in Newcastle Metro or London Underground, etc. Carrying a strong scent with you, like a handkerchief that's on it, well, the scent on a handkerchief, or comforting object to help bring back yourself. Remind yourself where you are and what you're doing and that you're going to be okay. And the same strategies can help if you wake up from a nightmare. Avoiding thinking about what has happened can help reduce stress in the short term, but can cause problems more sometimes in the long run. Allow yourself to have memories of what happened for short periods of time every day, and try not to avoid other reminders of what happened. If you can't remember everything that happened, just focus on what you do know. You may remember like a few more things over time, but you're unlikely to remember much more, and try to avoid filling the gaps. Your worst fears can take over. Managing low mood and shame after an assault, it's common to have negative thoughts about yourself and others. You might lose confidence, feeling unattractive, worthless, helpless, responsible, guilty or ashamed, even though the things people often feel ashamed about are usually things that they can't control, or believe that others are looking down on you or judging you. Try to challenge these thoughts when you notice them. Write down and think about another way of looking at this situation, and thinking about what you would say to a friend who was in your position can be a good way to start. Try noticing when the negative thoughts come back. Imagine placing them on a cloud or in a balloon and allow them to float away. Remember that shame can grow when we tell ourselves we are bad or to blame, but also when we keep silent about what has happened. Talking about what happened and getting support and acceptance from others can make it more difficult for shame to keep hold. Get back to a routine, including exercise, and make sure you have things to look forward to. Sometimes it's not easy to do things when you feel down, so remember, give yourself credit for anything you manage to do, no matter how big or small. Remind yourself that the way you're feeling won't last forever. It's okay that you might still be finding things difficult. Be patient and take care of yourself. When to seek help, considering seeking help if intense feelings or physical sensations get too much, you feel tension, confusion, emptiness or exhaustion for a long period of time. You have bad dreams or poor sleep that does not improve with time. You can't stop thinking about what has happened or have frequent distressing flashbacks. Your relationships with people seem to be suffering badly. You have difficulties in your sexual relationships which do not improve with time. You find that you're avoiding people or places more and more, and this is interfering with your normal life. You continue to smoke, drink or take drugs to excess. Your work suffers. You're feeling very negative about yourself or have lost hope for the future. And there are a number of support services available which I will attach at the bottom of this video in the YouTube description. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. As I say, I just wanted to raise awareness from my side of things and help, speak out and help others who might be in my situation. That's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. The lovely veggie stripper will be guest hosting the next episode for me at Bobby's Newcastle, where the lovely Dixon Stones will be returning and they will be performing cabaret at Bobby's Newcastle. So join Veggie and behave yourselves for her. That's it for this episode. Until the next time, good night.